Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Recap of Days of Our Lives spoilers for the Monday, January 6th episode. When Rafe Hernandez receives a call from his mobile device with Jada Hunter on the other end, he is bound and restrained in the DiMera tunnels. He tried to respond with his foot, but DiMera interrupted him just in time by entering the room and hanging up on Jada. When goes to see Rafe, he gives his hostage bread, eggs, and breakfast. Rafe's gag is taken from his lips, but he cautions that calling for assistance is pointless because no one can hear him. When Rafe asks him why he is there, responds that both Rafe and Arnold Feniger are to blame. Rafe had to shove his nose where it didn't belong, even though had instructed him to leave the DiMera property. Rafe holds as a hostage to warn him of the trouble he is in. His fiancée is the police commissioner, after all, but reassures him that Jada isn't even trying to find him. For a short while, Arnold pretended to be Rafe, but he is currently hiding out in a nearby motel, and Jada has been informed that Rafe is currently out of town working on a case for Black Patch. Rafe tries to negotiate a deal where they could both work together to bring Arnold down, but says no, arguing that he can't keep him in the DiMera tunnels indefinitely. Rafe will remain where he is until he finds a way out of this predicament, according to When has finished talking to Rafe in the tunnels, he uses Rafe's phone to send Jada a message to allay her worries, at least temporarily. Javi Hernandez enters the room while Jada is at the Hernandez residence sipping a hot beverage. She shares with him the strange phone conversation she had with Rafe the other day, in which he answered but she could only hear muffled sounds till the call ended. Javi shifts the conversation to her impending wedding in an attempt to allay her worries. Jada expressed her desire for a low-key affair, but Javi reminded her that the Hernandez family enjoys going all out and offered to help make it splashy. After some hesitation, Jada eventually agrees. When the conversation shifts to Javi's romantic life and his failed romance with Leo Stark, Jada suggests that Javi might want to give Leo another opportunity. Will he, though? Speaking of Leo, he is at the Body and Soul headquarters, sitting by his laptop, when he receives a notification about a lady whistleblower fake. According to the predictions made by Lady, the head writer of Body and Soul, Leo will lose his job in 2025 after losing his man in 2024. Chanel DiMera is in Horton Square across town when Johnny DiMera calls her. She hangs up on him as he attempts to apologize again and learns about Joy Wesley. Chanel stomps over to Joy and expresses her opinions. Because of all the lies, Chanel feels completely deceived even though Joy and Johnny didn't carry out the act. Joy was reminded by Chanel of how much she had aided her when she first arrived in town. Joy, in the meantime, reminded Chanel that she had attempted to cancel plans numerous times, but Chanel would not accept refusal. Although Joy made several attempts to apologize, Chanel noted that Joy largely remained silent in order to maintain her body and soul position, which speaks volumes about her character. Since nothing actually happened, Joy questioned whether Chanel could ever forgive Johnny. Chanel made it plain that she felt deceived by all of his falsehoods. None of this would have occurred if he had just approached her when he initially believed she was unfaithful and discovered the truth. Joy revealed that attempted to buy her out of leaving town while they were joking around, which infuriated Chanel even more. After urging Joy to accept money, she hurried away. Johnny stopped by the Body and Soul's offices across town and spoke with Leo. Johnny rejected Leo's brilliant plot, which involved Faith and Reagan being held captive somewhere to work out their differences. He told Leo about the problems he, Chanel, and Joy were facing and how hopeless he felt about the situation. Leo reassured Johnny that Chanel would forgive Johnny because nothing had transpired between him and Joy, but Johnny wasn't so sure. Following a rather amicable phone discussion with Belle Black, Martha Madison greeted her mother as she entered the Black townhouse after returning from a workout. She told her about her new work in DA, but Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, wasn't entirely convinced. Above all, Belle was collaborating with Sean Douglas Brady, Brandon Beamer, her ex-husband. Belle was also a little concerned since she never imagined that she would need to see Sean every day after they split up. Sean showed up at the door as the mother and daughter were just finishing their conversation. After hearing the news, he believed Belle might examine several cases to gain experience in her DA capacity. The exes had a really good conversation, and Marlena even mentioned that Sean would always be regarded as a family member. However, Marlena cautioned Belle after he left to exercise caution around EJ and to avoid making the same mistake of becoming connected with him as she had the last time she was in town. Leo left Johnny alone and went back to the Body and Soul headquarters. Leo saw Javi directly as he walked toward the town square. In the meantime, Johnny was caught entirely unprepared when Chanel barged into the Body and Soul headquarters during Monday's broadcast. She tells him that she is leaving the show. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, there will be a great deal of turmoil felt throughout Body and Soul before Chanel forgives Johnny for his brief encounter with Joy. Chanel apparently has someone she wants to talk to, even though she doesn't want to talk to Johnny. "How the hell do you live with yourself?" is Chanel's not-so-simple query to Joy as she looks over her lines in Horton Square. Given that Joy is a Wesley and recently returned after spending the night with Alex, we assume she gets along well with living alone. When Leo encounters Javi in the square, he tries to make amends, but Carrie, Leo's derided attractive one-night stand, interrupts them. Something indicates that Leo is the man's true aim, even though he has been seeing Javi. Carrie might become the next lady whistleblower. Sophia's mother meets with Brady and his son to talk about Tate and Sophia's wedding after insisting that Sophia keep her child and raise it with Tate. The train is rushing near Brady, who appears to have been chained to the rails. Tate's sense of poverty is beyond our comprehension. Chad keeps coming across Kat, the person who attempted to trick them all into thinking she was Abigail, despite his best efforts to reassure Julie that she shouldn't be concerned. Everyone but Kat and Chad appears to know they were meant to be together. On New Year's Day, after they have woken up together, Stephanie calls Philip and calls him out for being a complete phony. Is she aware that Vivian falsified a letter from Victor that purportedly delivered Philip Titan's half? At last, it appears that Rachel has been busted. Kristen informs her daughter that she cannot go about threatening enemies when Ava meets with the erratic child and her mother. Perplexed, Rachel responds in the most flawless way ever, "But you do it." Will Kristen handle her miniature version of herself? With Rachel's role being recast and another Salemite currently involved in a crucial plot point, there's no doubt that Kristen's daughter will look very different later this year. Check out our Days of Our Lives spoilers to see who Holly befriends and who Stephanie asks to support her. Belle was also a little concerned since she never imagined that she would need to see Sean every day after they split up. Sean showed up at the door as the mother and daughter were just finishing their conversation. After hearing the news, he believed Belle might examine several cases to gain experience in her DA capacity. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.